I want to try and do this in one take. I want this to be as genuine as possible, even if I do start crying. But this is probably one of the hardest losses of a important figure slash celebrity for me. Um, and I say that just because Dragon Ball has been there like all of my life, and Toriyama created a masterpiece for me. And it just seemed like I would never have to think of him going away. And that's kind of crazy for me to think because I think about death for a lot of people a lot. Like anyone that's close to me, I've probably thought about death for them. And it's not like I want them to die. It's in a way where it's like, what would I do if this person goes away? It's more of like a protection type of thing. And I don't really feel like I've had any coding for the blow for this, just because Toriyama seemed immortal to me. It seemed like it was never going to go away. Dragon Ball's never going to go away for me. Let me say that. Dragon Ball isn't going to ever go away for me. I was put on to two things early on in my life by my dad, and that's wrestling and Dragon Ball. And Dragon Ball was something that I grew up with since before I could even remember. Like my first memory, one of my first core memories, is me watching the Emperor Pilaf saga over and over and over again, like up all the way up until Goku turns into a great ape. That was just something that always stuck with me because I would watch it every single night before I went to sleep. Like it was like a ritual at that point. Like it was like I needed Dragon Ball at that point in my life. At that point, like even now, I feel like I need Dragon Ball. My server, my Discord server, is Dragon Ball theme. Is the Otherworld theme. Most of my videos are Dragon Ball, and it's just something I naturally gravitated to. Like when I started doing this, like a lot of the videos are deleted now, but they're COD videos. And then after that, it was horror videos. And then I just landed on Dragon Ball because I thought to myself, and that's just going to be something that's always there in my life. It's something that's not going to ever go away. And that's crazy to think because throughout like almost every part of my life, there's been a part where I've rewatched some part of Dragon Ball. Like I remember having a DVD of the start of Dragon Ball Z up until I think they beat Raditz, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll watch that every single night too. And then me and my dad would go out and get Dragon Ball GT on VHS tapes. We'd go to like different random like Mexican Mexican shops, and we would try and find the newest episode there, and we would get them and we would collect them. I don't know where they are now, but that's something that we would do when I was really young. Like even later on, like in elementary and junior high, like we would get Dragon Ball movies that were just released in America and watch it. Like I remember getting Wrath of the Dragon and being so hyped because you see Super Saiyan 3 on the cover and him doing Dragon Fist, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And the movie was just beautiful. Like it's probably one of the best Dragon Ball Z movies, up there with Fusion Reborn, in my opinion. Like this series has so many memories for me. Like it got me some of my first friends. Like even the games. Like I remember playing Budokai 3, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and rubbing the skin off of our hands trying to do beam clashes. Like that's just something that you're always gonna remember. Even let me not talk about the beam clash. Let me talk about that Budokai 1 first Raditz mission where Goku's holding Raditz and Piccolo's doing the special beam cannon. I could not do that for the life of me when I was younger. Like that was my first time raging ever at a game. My dad had to come and beat that for me. I could never do that for the longest time. And like I said before, core memories. Like this series has done so much for me and so many people all over the world, different races, cultures, everything. Like it brings so many people together. It's inspired so many people to be artists, to make YouTube videos, to work out. Like I guess expand so far on what this man has accomplished. Like it's not just like cartoon or anime or whatever people want to talk down on Dragon Ball or any type of media like this. Like it's extremely rare for a series to have memories in your childhood, in your teenage years, your adult years, and you are still able to enjoy it. Like, I am so excited for Daima to come out. Daima is Toriyama's last piece of work that he like really had his hands on. Daima is something that seemed like something really close to Toriyama. And from the jump, I've been super excited for Daima just because it has that OG Dragon Ball aesthetic. And if you know me or are close to me at all, you know how much I love OG Dragon Ball. Just because the world building that series had, that I don't feel like any other Dragon Ball series really captured again, which is amazing to me. Like, I love world building. That's my favorite thing in storytelling, is how well can you build a world. And I feel like Toriyama captured that perfectly in Dragon Ball. And Daima, it seemed like it was going to be the same way. Because I feel like, I don't know if this is fully confirmed, but it looks like we're going to be exploring Hell. And that's something that we haven't ever really fully understood. Because there's one thing that stuck out to me always, and not always, but I guess more recently. And that is, how is someone on the scale of Demon King Piccolo go from being the king of hell to the Demon King Deborah? Like, someone Dragon Ball level to someone like Cell Saga level? I think he's the same level as Cell. But I've always wondered like how that scaling even worked in Hell. And with Daima, I feel like we might get to figure that out, and a lot of unanswered questions that we do have. I feel like with this series, like there's so many things that they could do, and that they probably will do. Like, I feel like they went full blown, like 100% with this series, and I really don't think it'll disappoint. So I'm super excited for it. But I want to go back on to Toriyama's impact, and you've done a lot for me. You've probably done a lot for the person that plotted this video, and I want to thank you. You've made many people around the world want to do a Kamehameha, instant transmission, swell stream cannon, spirit bomb. Like, I feel like even to this day, like, I'll put my hands up and act like I'm giving someone energy, bruh. Like, it's something that's iconic. And I hope you checked in to Kingdom Station. I hope to see you in another world. Thank you.